So let's talk about symbols and what you could essentially call divine tools. Those layers of color that we talked about in one of the first reels, the white bubble of light, gold bubble of light, rainbow colors, all of that, you can add more layers to it. And one of the ways you can add more layers to it is to imagine symbols kind of etched on them and the layers spinning energetically. So the layers are spinning with energy, spinning and spinning and spinning, and they have symbols etched on them that are creating more and more protection. Now, what symbols do you use? For me, it was the when I first started learning, I was taught to use the Blue Cross of Protection. I think it might be a Christian symbol. I don't know. It's just our teacher would have us use a Blue Cross of Protection. I don't use that anymore. I have my own symbols that I use. I have Thor's hammer that I imagine spinning around on it. You could imagine things like the Ankh, the Egyptian Ankh. You could do the Hamsa, which is, it looks like a hand. I think it's Judaism. If you're Christian, some people believe in the cross as a protective symbol. The important thing is that this symbol has meaning to you. It doesn't matter what it means to other people on the outside. It needs to have meaning of it needs to mean protection and have the intent of protection to you. That is the most important thing, that you believe in it and that you know it is helping to protect you. So for me, I went and I actually created my own bind runes. I love Norse mythology, Nordic spirituality, that sort of thing. So I went and I created bind runes, which are taking their runic alphabet and creating magical symbols out of that to help you with various things, and doing it so that it's unique to you. So you do your own and create your own symbols from those. And you could use runes, you could use Ogum, which is a druidic, I think Celtic druids. It's another type of language. You can use all kinds of things. You can go back through, there are plenty of things on the internet about, hey, protective symbols you can use from ancient civilizations, whether it's the Celts, the Norse, the Egyptians, the Hindus, whatever. You can find protective symbols everywhere. But the important thing is that they mean something to you. And so I often see several of these symbols moving around, plus my bind runes, and using them and visualizing them on that shield. And if you're using the paper, so if you're somebody who's trying to visualize and use paper, you would just draw, and like let's do an Ankh. You would just draw the symbol around here, or even in the layers if you wanted to. And that would help. So you use those symbols to help you out, to help you protect yourself and give you ancient energy, ancient intention to your shields, and build and build and build. Just make sure the symbol has meaning to you, is protective, and it's usually good to know the history of the symbol so that you are using something that's benevolent and that sort of thing. Now, as far as divine tools go, I consider them a divine tool of sorts. There are other ways that you can get divine tools, and one of those is by working with gods and goddesses, by working with those energies people consider gods and goddesses, and building relationships. I once had Thor. I was doing dishes. I'll never forget being in this one kitchen doing dishes. I don't remember what I was thinking about, but I remember thinking about spirituality, protections, and different things, and Thor. And all of a sudden, I just heard, "You have my hammer," and a hammer fell from the sky, hit in the backyard, landed, and I felt it. It was like I felt the vibration push through the house. And I looked up into the window after seeing this light hit in this hammer, and it was huge. It was like, I don't know, I'm bad with distance, but It was like the size of a small tree, basically tall and then very, very wide. And he said, "You have my hammer." And I didn't understand immediately what he meant. I knew he meant for protection, but I didn't understand how to use it. And what it was is that I can use his hammer for protection, to clear energy, to bless energy, to help give protective energy. So when you work with gods and goddesses, they will give you tools to help. They will give you tools when you have built a relationship, built trust, and when you are vibrationally ready to handle those energetic forms of, you could essentially call them light technology if you wanted to, energy technology, I guess. So I have that in my energy field, and I just call on Thor's hammer, and I have different techniques that they've taught me to use with his hammer. If you are granted the hammer, they will teach that to you. But this goes back to your divine team too, building relationships and trust so that you can gain access to whatever tools they have, and they will give them to you and they will teach you how to use those to build your field. So use symbols and work towards divine tools. Don't expect them to come, let them come when they come, but your team will teach you how to use those tools and will give them to you when you're ready. So continue doing the work, continue the journey, and just keep building those relationships as you go. Again, there's more information on that in the Unleash Your Spirit course. Thank you for watching. I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I love you all.